really quick. And you guys can use the raise hand function as always, and we'll get to your questions. Let's start off with Joe Smeltzer.
Hey Curtis, how are you doing today?
What's up? I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm great, thanks. So you did something Saturday that no Penn State player had done for more than 30 years, recovering 2 fumbles in a game. Last year during the whiteout against Minnesota, you had 14 tackles, which I'm pretty sure is the most you've ever had in a game. First, the recovering 2 fumbles, what does that mean to you since it had been so long since somebody had done it for Penn State? And just putting the two whiteout games together, what does that say about your ability to be at your best when the stage is the biggest?
I gotta attest that to my teammates doing their job and me doing my job being around the ball. Obviously I can't recover those fumbles unless my teammates make big time plays. That's Jay Reed knocking the ball out along with Denied in the Sun, and then a big time punt by Riley and Day being elite on punt coverage that allowed me to make that play. So it's just a testament to how my teammates did their job, and I reap the benefits of them doing their job. So I appreciate them for that.
Tyler Donahue.
Hey, good morning, Curtis. Thank you for your time.
Morning.
Curious what the film review was like on Sunday. I have to imagine you haven't looked back at many more dominant performances from your defense than what you guys were able to do. What stood out to you on that rewatch, and what is most encouraging to you about the way this defense is developing?
I think what stood out to me and what's really encouraging is that there's still stuff we can fix, and still stuff that we can get better at. So I feel like it's important that us as a great defense, we have to be able to look at a performance like that and see how we can get better.
Rich Scarcella.
Morning, Curtis. Thank you for doing this. How does the competition and the depth on defense help make the defense better? And how does everybody stay happy? Because I know Coach Franklin said yesterday that you have 86 fewer snaps than you've had last season at this point. So how does that competition in depth, how does that impact the defense?
At certain points, I don't really see it as a competition. I just see us as coming together as a team. Obviously, we compete every day in what we do, so that just becomes like it's our core value. I know personally in my position, I have an elite guy in Dom DeLuca backing me up, and I know personally there's not one possession where either of us come off the field and we're not talking over what we're seeing and talking over certain formations, certain plays they run. I feel like that just makes us both better as players.
Donnie Collins.
Curtis, kind of along those lines. Coach said yesterday we're not a stats team. What does that mean to you, and how has the defense kind of adopted that? Because you guys are getting a lot less chances to put numbers up.
We're playing for the most important stat, which is wins. So we try to do whatever we can to get that every game. And if I have to make 14 tackles to do that, I'll do that. If it ends up with like 0 tackles, if we get the win, that's what's most important.
Greg Pickle.
Curtis, you mentioned Riley Thompson a moment ago. Obviously, a little bit of a different punter style-wise compared to what you've played with on special teams before. How does that change things for you guys, and what benefits do you think you can reap from that? Obviously, the fumble recovery last week being one of them.
It's just certain protections are different. Some stuff is different. Obviously, I'm a guy that I'm on the front line, so I have to block for it. But it's really the same. When we have an elite punter like that, it's critical to field position and winning that battle, which is a critical stat to win games.
Luciano Chatelain.
Hey Curtis, hope you're doing well and thanks for your time. You just talked about there still being room for improvement on this defense, and in what specific areas do you think that may be?
It's just everything really. We look at certain stuff, certain plays. It's just like you have to find that one play that you're not in love with, and you have to pick it down to every single detail and find out why. why a certain run broke out for 12 yards or why like the bootleg play they had. Like I knew personally I had to be more sound in keeping him in the pocket, knowing that tight end was blocking on the line of scrimmage. So just certain things like that.
Awesome,
Tyler
thanks.
Donahue.
Curtis, you called Dom DeLuca elite just a few minutes ago. I'm curious, what have you seen from Dom here in year 3? What he's been able to bring to this defense, and just how impressive is the Dom DeLuca story? You've seen it unfold in front of your eyes since he got to campus. I mean, can you provide a little context on it?
It's like a movie. He comes in as a walk-on, asks a bunch of questions, and really had his process down since day one. And that's really what I liked about him the most, is that he came in with the same mindset that he has right now. And he just kept learning, kept getting better. And now he's a legitimate leader on the team and a legitimate weapon for us. So I'm incredibly proud of Dom, and I hope he keeps going.
Rich Scarcella.
Curtis, I'll come from this from a different angle. KJ Winston yesterday said that he knows, and the guys in the safety room, they know that they can't afford even an off day at practice, that they have to come ready every day because there are other guys ready to take their position. Does that's what I was getting at with the competition and the depth. Does it make all you guys better to have to, that the talent is so deep on this defense?
Yeah, like you said, it brings the best out of you every day. And for me personally, knowing that I have a guy like that behind me, it's definitely gonna bring the best out of you every day. It has to, if you're a true competitor.
Donnie Collins.
Curtis, I think Dom's been involved in a forced fumble or an interception in 3 straight games now. What's his consistency like, not only on the field but in the meeting rooms and watching film, preparing, and obviously that's not luck. What goes into kind of being in the right place at the right time, which has kind of become his trademark?
I mean, he's probably one of the most consistent guys on the team. And I feel like that's been showing with how he's been playing. He's just an elite level guy. And I feel like that's what makes him so special, is that he takes stuff from meetings and brings it to the game. Like that interception he had, that's literally something that we picked up on a tip in Thursday walkthrough, and he brought it to the game. So just being able to see stuff like that and apply it to games, that's what elite guys do.
We got 2 more hands raised, Joe Lister, then Joe Smeltzer. If anyone else has any questions for Curtis, please use the raise hand function. Go ahead, Joe.
Curtis, thank you for taking the time today. I'm just curious, you guys haven't played a lot of defensive snaps recently. The number that James got us was that the offense played 80 of the last 96 snaps against Iowa. But when you're sitting on the sideline over there, up 31 points and holding a shutout, is there ever a moment when you wish you were on the field and playing?
No. I feel like that's how we be dominant. And doing that is gonna win you games. So I feel like if we can do that consistently, that could be a weapon for us.
Go ahead, Joe.
Curtis, if you could use one word to describe Manny Diaz, what would that be? And what's the biggest way your relationship has evolved since Coach Diaz came to Penn State?
There's so many ways you can describe Coach Diaz, but the way I can describe it to you, I just feel like he wants us to make plays, like sometimes more than we want to. Like he'll dive deep into stuff. He really know like what's going on, what you're gonna see out there. And he's gonna put you in a position to make a play. And he always tells me, or he tells us, don't come to the sideline saying you saw this and you didn't pick it for a touchdown. Like that's how he thinks. He doesn't think like he wants to stop the offense. He thinks he wants to make a game-changing play on defense. And I feel like we're starting to adopt that mentality as a defense.
All right, folks, we'll go 3 more questions here. Tyler Donahue, Donnie Collins, then Rich Carcella. Go ahead, Tyler.
Curtis, thanks again for your time. When it comes to Tony Rojas, now that he has 4 games under his belt at the college level, how is he progressing compared to maybe the guy who was causing all that buzz in the spring? Where is he now in September?
I feel like he's come a long way. And just playing in our system as a linebacker, I think he's been really good. Obviously he's been showing that athletic and unstoppable side of himself. So I feel like he's starting to really come into himself as a freshman. I would say he's way ahead of where I was freshman year.
Donnie Collins.
Curtis, how much different is Northwestern offensively to prepare for than the first 4 teams you've played, if at all? And how different do you guys have to be against an offense that likes to put the ball in the air as much as these guys do?
We just gotta make plays in the back end. Obviously being sound with how we line up to that stuff. Obviously the team we played last week, it was more of a stop the run mentality, and we bring that mentality into every game, but we just definitely have to be more sound in our coverage.
We will Rich Scarcella to wrap us up here.
Curtis, how does this defense get better over the next 8 regular season games? And you mentioned stats. The only one that you really care about is winning. Are you aware of where you guys are ranked number 1 in several categories nationally? And if you are, do you take pride in that?
Yeah, I feel like we do take pride in that. And that comes from doing everything we need to win. Just going out there every possession with that mindset. That's really where that comes from.
Awesome. Thanks, Curtis. Thanks, folks. Oh, sorry, Rich. Go ahead.
No. Curtis, how does the defense get better?
Oh, I think we just continue to scratch and claw and find every little detail that can get us beat. I feel like the best way to continue to keep winning is to eliminate the things that'll get you beat.
Perfect. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, Curtis.